Hi guys, it's Ankita. Welcome to another video. If you're new here, hi, welcome to my channel. I talk about fantasy fiction, classics, and middle grade books on my channel. Today I'm going to talk about We Have Always Lived in a Castle by Shirley Jackson. Okay, this is one of the most bizarre books that I've read. It is chilling and it just made me feel so uneasy while I was reading it. And I'll get into more details as to why it made me feel uneasy. Well, let me begin by telling you a little bit about what this book is about. It's a story that revolves around the Blackwood family, which consists of the two Blackwood sisters, Mary Catherine Blackwood, who is the younger one, and the older one is named Constance Blackwood. And they also have an uncle named Uncle Julian, and these three Blackwoods, they live in their family house, which is in an old American town. So it's like a typical old American town setting. The story begins with Mary Catherine Blackwood running errands in the village, and she is 18 years old, and she's also our narrator. Very early on, we learn that she's the only one who steps out of her house. Her sister Constance has confined herself to the house, and Uncle Julian also never goes out. And as Mary Catherine is running errands in the village, we learn that the villagers are quite hostile towards not only her but the entire Blackwood family, and they are not very fond of them. And at that point, the story seems so funny because Mary Catherine really wishes that everyone was dead. And it seems funny at first because you would think that she's just a girl who is being bullied, and that's just her dark response of wishing that they were all dead. You wouldn't think that she really means them to be dead, and so it just seems really funny. But as the story moves on, we learn that it's not just another dark and funny story. There's also a mystery there, because we learn that some time ago, we don't really know how much time has gone by, but there was an incident in the Blackwood family which killed the sisters' mother, father, brother, and Uncle Julian survived as well. And the reason they died was because their food was poisoned. And we learned that the older sister was arrested on suspicion of poisoning the food. And later on, she was acquitted, and now she's back in the house. And then as I was reading the book, I realized that the narrator is not reliable. She is highly disturbed. She is just not normal. She is very overprotective of her sister. A few events take place in the book where you realize how overprotective and possessive she is of Constance, that she would go to any lengths, okay, to keep her sister safe, and just to herself, okay, to keep her sister just to herself. She is bizarre. Like, Mary Catherine also has this obsession with magic, and her magic is it seems very harmless, okay? Her actions, okay, the magic that she performs seems quite harmless, but the intention behind the magic is malicious. Like, she truly intends to do harm to others. As I went on reading this book, I was trying to figure out who actually poisoned the other Blackwoods, right? And there were some major indications as to who the poisoner might be, but I really didn't think that it would be that obvious. And then I realized that it's not a mystery at all, okay? It's just something that you realize when you're reading, is that this book is not about finding out who the poisoner is. It's much more than that. It's about the disturbing and unreliable narration. It's about this girl who is, even though she is 18 years old, she is so childish. She basically, demonizes anyone who tries to interfere in her routine, okay? For her, her house is basically a safe haven from the villagers who clearly do not like the Blackwoods. And so Mary Catherine really likes this routine of Constance constantly cooking in the kitchen, and Mary Catherine just kind of is a wild child. She, on certain days they clean the house, on certain days she goes out to run errands, and they just have this routine set, and if anyone comes and disturbs her routine, that makes Mary Catherine really mad. And the family dynamic is so weird. It is very obvious that Mary Cat loves her sister very much, and they have this Uncle Julian, who is really obsessed with the poisoning incident, and he's trying to keep notes of what happened the day when the other Blackwoods were poisoned. For me, it seems like a very disturbing story because clearly the sisters are both protecting each other, one in a very bizarre and a weird way, and the other one has just kind of surrendered, and she's just happy with the way the things are. When you read the title of the book, right, We Have Always Lived in a Castle, that's something that Mary Catherine is telling us, that she and her sister, they have always lived in a castle, because the house that they live in is Mary Catherine's safe haven. For her, it's her castle. She is the queen there, and if anyone or anything from outside would threaten her rule, then she would go to any lengths to trample them. So it's a story about these weird sisters who are trying to live their lives after this highly suspicious incident has occurred in their family. And it's also a story about the cruelty of the villagers towards a family where this incident has taken place. I think there are a lot of hidden motives. There are hidden meanings in this book, and it's a book that I think I'll read again now that I know that the narration is from a perspective of a highly disturbed girl. I want to see, if that would really change my experience of reading the book, and also if I can catch some other hidden meanings in there. This book definitely had the Addams Family kind of a vibe to it, without it being in the face spooky. So this book is definitely not spooky, but it is bone chilling, and I think this will make a perfect Halloween read. It's such a small book, but it's so well written, and it's definitely a story that I cannot stop thinking about. And there's also a movie based on this book, but I haven't seen it. I know this is a very short video, but I don't think I can say anything more without giving away any spoilers. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have read the book, or if you've seen the movie based on this book, do let me know in the comments down below. What did you think about Mary Catherine? What did you like about the book? Is it a book that you would reread? Have you read any other books by Shirley Jackson? I am really curious to know that. And thank you for watching this video. If you have not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below. And as always, don't forget to like and share this video with your friends and family. And I'll see you next time. Until then, au revoir.